So this is the panty dropper build. If you are new to this channel or this video, we have been doing pistol build. I already have 2 videos about this, and if you want to check those out, I'll put a link below. And this is the 3rd installment of the panty dropper build. Also guys, if you see anything in this video that might catch your interest, or you're like, dude, I want one of those. If you're on YouTube, just check the first link down in the description below. Long story short, Legion Precision came out with a receiver set. Let's do an AR pistol build. And I was like, heck yeah, dude, let's do it. But I ran into a major problem when we first built it.
Woo, that's getting hot.
So on the muzzle here, this is the Lantac Dragon muzzle brake, and you can see those huge ass ports on the side. Well, we have a 10.5-inch barrel, and we had an 11-inch handguard. Problem was, the handguard was slightly covering these ports. And even if I held it back here, whenever I was shooting it, it was getting super freaking hot. I was like trying to figure out a way to counteract it. So I put like these washers and stuff behind the muzzle brake to push it forwards. It seemed like the muzzle brake was clearing the handguard, but it was still getting stupid hot. We went back to the drawing board and just got a whole different handguard. This is a Texas Black Rifle Company handguard. It isn't key mod. I know everybody's gonna say, oh, it's not M-LOK. You know, it's like, well, you know what? It's a handguard, who cares? And I'm probably not gonna put a boatload of attachments on it anyway. So I'm not really stressing about it. But anyways, let's dive up close. Let's take a look at this. Let's find out if this new handguard is gonna get hot on us or not. Then we'll go over the parts real quick for those of you who are new. Then at the very end, I'm gonna give you guys my final review of the panty dropper build. So real quick, for those of you who are new to this build series, I'm just gonna briefly cover the parts, and then we're gonna talk about the new handguard, and then we're gonna go over my pros and cons of this build, and if there's anything that I would change about it, and things of that nature. So right up top, we'll start right here from this side. We got the new SBA3. This is a brace that uses a standard buffer tube. They do have ATF approval. Someone was saying that they didn't, but when I went to their website, they had a letter of approval on their website. But I really love this. It's a 5-position adjustable. I think I said 6-position in another video. It's actually a 5-position, and that's why it's legal in this format, because they're not using a 6-position system. The brace is actually the brace, and it comes with the buffer tube as well. So you don't got to worry about all that. You know, it all comes together, and it's $100 cheaper than their original PDW brace. Moving up, we have the Sylvan Arms folding stock adapter. You can't fire it while it's open. It's very similar to the Law Tactical, but $100 cheaper. So far, so good. I haven't had any issues with this opening or closing while I'm firing it. The button is very solid. It's not easy to depress, and I've had 0 issues with it affecting my cycling. Moving up here, we have the Legion Precision upper and lower receiver kit. Very nicely done. This is Cerakoted in black. This isn't Parkerized or anything. This is a Cerakoted lower and upper. You can have these Cerakoted in any color that your little heart desires. So they work well. Nice little upper and lower. Moving on, right here we have the CMC trigger. It's at the wall right when you're on it. And then here's the reset. Break. Actually really liking it. I still prefer flat triggers over curved triggers just in general, but it's actually a pretty darn good trigger. Moving on up here, we have the Primary Arms ACSS reticle 1:6 scope. And now this scope has actually kind of impressed me because, I ain't gonna be able to show this to you on this camera. It's just not gonna work. This thing has like 11 brightness settings, and one downside to any like red dot optic or rifle scope that's illuminated is every time I go to the range, I forget to turn them off, and then I come back and they're dead. I'll be honest, this thing has been on for 4 days, I think at like medium brightness, and the battery is still good. So I'm not really sure what's going on with that, but hey, I'm not complaining. I'm also using, I don't remember which mount this is. Then we got the Texas Black Rifle Company handguard right here. I think these are available in both M-LOK and key mod. I just happen to get a key mod, but as you can see, it 100% clears the muzzle brake. So now when we're firing, this thing's not gonna get hot anymore. So speaking of muzzle brakes, we got the Lantac Dragon. It's a super nice muzzle brake, and it does exactly what they say it will do. So let's jump up top. Let's talk a little bit more about this. Let's talk about the pros and the cons, and then let's talk about anything that I would change about this knowing what I know now. Back up top. Love the Landtac Dragon. I think this is an amazing muzzle brake. It shoots fast and flat.
Is that Underwood shit?
Now, if you're gonna get one of these, I highly suggest getting the redirection device that goes to this. I don't have one yet, but I'm gonna get one. Just because when I was at the indoor range shooting this, I know the people next to me hated me. The Roscoe barrels, love those. For those of you who didn't see the build tutorial, when you're installing the gas block, the barrel is already dimpled on the bottom for the set screw of the gas block. And I've never had a barrel that was pre-dimpled for me. So a big shout out to the people at Roscoe for doing that. Love the barrel. I'm sure you guys could see the gas block, up close. However, it is a nice skeletonized one. I think I might have to get it titanium nitride just because you can't see it and it's beautiful looking. The new handguard from Texas Black Rifle runs like a tank. I love it. I don't really care that it's key mod because I'm probably not gonna put much on the front except for maybe a light, and who cares, right? Moving on back, I love the Legion Precision receiver sets. You can get these Cerakoted in any color that you want when you order them from Legion Precision. I do have coupon codes for these. I don't remember what the amount is, but just check the links in the description. That way you can find all of that. This one is Cerakoted in black. The ACSS reticle scope, I actually really like this. I've been very, very surprised by this one. The main thing that I love about this is I can have this zeroed for a 5.56 or I can take it off and put it on my 308. I like having a reticle and a scope that allows to be zeroed on multiple caliber guns. I hate having to get a scope and be like, oh, okay, this reticle won't really work. And that's mainly for the bullet drop compensation hash marks. Any scope can be put on any gun and just zeroed to hit where the crosshairs are. But if you want to take advantage of the bullet drop, you gotta have, the appropriate reticle. And so the ACSS reticle is awesome. We will do a full video in depth on this. It's just too hot outside to really get outside and put it through its paces, but we will here in the very near future. The game changer about this whole thing though is the adjustable SBA 3 brace. No, you don't need a tax stamp for these. They are good to go. I'm really digging the folding adapter. Now this isn't necessary. Let me put it like this. I wanted to get a folding adapter because I've never tried one before, especially for the price. And it's holding up very well and it didn't impede any of my cycling or anything like that. But I will say this, I don't really have a need for a folding adapter. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, you fold it, now it's like this. It might make it easier for storing it in for a truck gun or something like that. But for me, you gain about that much in your length right here. I would just butt all that up and then just put it in my car that way. Although they are nice, they are kind of a novelty. I totally understand that, but it doesn't deter from the fact that they're kind of awesome. But in future builds, it's not gonna be a priority on my build list, but it is something that's nice to have. The only thing that I wanna change on this now is the charging handle right up here. And that's because one, the scope is in the way. So I need to get one of those really big, probably one of those Radian charging handles that's ambidextrous. And then also this hinge for the folding adapter kind of gets in the way of the charging handle. So that's kind of a bummer. I'm definitely gonna get a bigger ambidextrous charging handle. Fail Zero bolt carrier group, very nice. I love nickel boron bolt carrier groups. I know some people have said something about them that they didn't like. I don't remember what that was, but I like them because they're super easy to clean. The main thing you need to look for in any bolt carrier group is to make sure you get them from one, a reputable company. Number two, make sure they are high pressure tested and magnetic particle inspected. Now that doesn't guarantee that that bolt will never break. Only thing that really tells you is when it was being tested, it was good to go. So anything that happens after that isn't guaranteed, but it's good to have that extra level of assurance when you buy a bolt carrier group. So definitely loving the Fail Zero bolt carrier group so far. It's running like a top. It's a bolt carrier group. If I have any issues, I'll let you guys know. But overall impressions of this entire build is I love it. I like this build more so than my 7.5 inch AR pistol build that we did almost 2 years ago. I like that build, but I like the 10.5 inch barrel so much better than the 7.5 inch. It's more controllable, it's easier to handle, and the concussive forces don't punch you in the sinuses like the 7.5 inch do. So really nice, super easy to just be fast and accurate with it. Love that. So let me know down in the comments, what about this build would you change? And let me know why. But if you like this video, go ahead and hit the like button. If you're not subscribed, hey, just hit the button down below. It's not gonna bite you. But until next time, guys, I love you, and you guys stay sexy.